Where are these bugs coming from? As you can see the lines of my shirt under my shirt. What is up with all this? I don't have stalker. Ain't nobody got time for that. Are you watching me? Stop. Can't read my own writing. Stop being a freakity. Something's wrong with you. Good morning, everybody. Ricky here with Apple Valley Farm. Welcome to Wood Chat, and thanks a lot for tuning in here for a few minutes and joining us, hanging out with us. Basically, we're just going to talk today for a few minutes about things going on with Apple Valley Farm, what's been going on, what's coming up, things that we've been doing. Talk about some things going on in the news, current events, things that are trending. Some of those have to do with woodworking. Some are just things that I think are really cool, and we're going to answer a few questions, and that's about it. That's about it. So I guess with that, we'll go ahead and kind of get started. The most pending thing, obviously, right now is Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is coming up. It's going to be here before we know it. What is it now? Today's the 8th, is that right? Today's the 9th. What is the date today? Anyway, Valentine's Day is about a week away. So it's a big day for us here at Apple Valley Farm. We've been doing a lot of Valentine's things, and so it's kind of all hands on deck right now, getting ready for Valentine's Day, putting all of our Valentine's stuff together. So if you haven't placed your Valentine's Day order yet, you're probably not going to be able to now. It's probably too late because we're pretty swamped with Valentine's Day orders. The next thing that's coming up, though, will be Easter, and that's going to be here again before we know it. So we're doing a lot of Easter things, a lot of standard Easter designs. We're not doing a whole lot of new Easter designs this year, but a few things, some scripture-based things, and some hymn-based signs. So more of those will be coming up here as soon as Valentine's Day is behind us. But we won't do a whole lot of Easter themed things, but we will be doing a lot of spring-based things. So a lot of new spring designs coming up, and then after that, we'll be getting into summer stuff. So a little bit more on that in a few minutes. In case you've been following us, you know that we had our paint a plank class last night. That's in the books now. That went fantastic. So we had a paint a plank class down at the Crawford W. Long Museum last night, and that's part of their Wisdom in a Workshop series, and it went just really, really well. We had 20 people there, and everyone did a wonderful job. The signs turned out looking beautifully. So if you want to know a little more about that, see some pictures and some videos and stuff like that, check it out on our Instagram and our Facebook pages. So there's lots of stuff there for that. That was a lot of fun, and we as it turns out, there were people that had to be turned away because we just didn't have enough spots. So I think we're going to be doing some more of these. I don't know all the details in that, but anyway, that was a blast. So we're going to have some more of that coming up, and I'll let you know more as I know more about it. One thing I did want to say is, so in the museum, we were in the upstairs or in the attic of the old store there, which is above the museum. And up there in that area, there's not running water up there, and so for like the water we had to have up there for our brush cleaning, we just had to bring that up in like a 5-gallon bucket and dip it out. And I know that sounds kind of, but anyway, it got me to thinking. I thought, it was such a cool space, and the people there are fantastic. They're doing such a great thing. We need to find out more about what's going on with the whole water thing up there. How much would it cost for us to maybe raise some funds and do something for the museum so that they can install a little kitchenette up there with some running water, and that way they can prepare things like this, and it'd be a whole lot easier because the ladies really worked yesterday to put a lot of stuff together for the snacks, for the eats that we had last night, and then they have to truck it all up there, and it's just really inconvenient, and it shouldn't have to be. So anyway, that's something I want us to do over the course of the next few weeks and months is just look into that and just kind of see what would be involved in that. And if you know more about it, then give me a shout and let me know, because I really want to do something with that if we can. So let's take a look at that, see what we need to do. So on to news, right? And I have to say, the biggest thing for me in the news right now has nothing to do with woodworking, but to me it's one of the coolest things that's happened in a long time, with the whole SpaceX Falcon Heavy rocket launch into space. It's very cool. This is very big news. The fact that a private company can launch a rocket with a payload, with quite an impressive payload, into space, that is amazing. That's just so cool, and maybe I'm a little geeky about it, I don't know, but I just think it was just the coolest thing. And then the fact that part of the payload was a Tesla car was just I just thought that was really amazing. I loved it. I thought it was a fantastic idea. So now we have a Tesla car in space. Of course, it has a mannequin with a spacesuit. Who knows what people will think if some civilization 1,000 years from now discovers it. Who knows what crazy things they may think about us. But anyway, so the Tesla road car right now is roughly about 500,000 miles or so from Earth. I don't know how fast it's traveling through space, but it's about 500,000 miles from Earth. That's about twice the distance from the sun. And it is in an orbit. Its current trajectory is scheduled to take it beyond Mars and into the asteroid belt in a planned orbit around the sun, and then it'll just do that until something happens. Who knows what that'll be? It could hit an asteroid. It could fall into the gravitational pull of something, of the planet, of a planet, of the sun, of the Earth, of Mars, or something. Who knows what may happen to it? And scientists are saying that it will probably experience some minor things, like some micro asteroids and things like that. Like BB-sized things, stuff like that. But the chances, one scientist said, the chances of this thing actually colliding with something, it has less of a chance of a collision than all of the cars on the highways on the Earth put together. So, we think of a lot, the space is very populated, but it's a very broad expanse. So even though there's a lot of material out there, it's spread out. There's a lot of open space out there. So anyway, I just think it's just the neatest thing. This car just zipping through space out there. Just really cool. Elon Musk is very excited about it, obviously. And who knows what'll happen. I mean, he says the car might be out there for millions or billions of years. Who knows? But a lot of people think that probably in a few more decades, somebody will decide we need to recapture that thing, and I think that'll be cool too. All right, in woodworking news, I thought this was really cool. So in New Jersey, there is a 500,000 square foot skyscraper being built out of mass timber. And according to my information here, so Let me just read this to you. So it's being constructed it's the largest mass timber building in the United States. It's called Riverfront Square. It's going to be composed of 3 buildings with heights of 6, 8, and 11 stories. That's pretty awesome. It'll be made both of cross-laminated lumber, I'm not entirely sure what that is, and something called glulam. Now, glulam is like, well, it's basically just laminated stuff. So it's an engineered wood product with layers of dimensional lumber, and it's bonded together with an adhesive. And so they're constructing these timbers. It's going to be massive. And there's already another building I want to say in Minneapolis called T3, and it's constructed using the same idea, but it's about half the size of this one. So anyway, I thought that was really, really cool that wood is being reincorporated now into some of our major structures. I think that's a real testament to the durability and the usability of the wood that we're using. And even though we've got concrete and steel and all that going on, amazingly, we're cycled back around to using wood again. And speaking of wood, there was an article on woodworkingnetwork.com, and it was just talking about reclaimed wood and all the challenges and the popularity that's associated with reclaimed wood. And I just wanted to remind you guys of a few things. So even though it's a really hot trend right now, and it's what we engage in, is reclaimed wood stuff. It's beautiful, it's durable, it's sustainable and all that, but it can also be really expensive. So when you're getting it, you just need to be aware that there's some good and there's some bad out there, and you just need to be on the lookout. You need to make sure you're working with someone that's reputable. You need to make sure you're looking for rot and decay and stuff like that. And if you can, it would be great if you can get things that are either kiln dried, which would be the best, or treated with some kind of insecticide to make sure, like Boracare or Timbor or something like that, to make sure that all the pests that might be living in that wood are eradicated. So anyway, that's just my suggestion. And above all, I would just say, buy what you like. I mean, there's enough of it out there. There's no reason for you not to buy what you like. Let me get into a question now, because I wanted to see what some folks had to say. So this question comes from Chris Husky, and he was saying, Chris said, I bought a miter and a table saw and the Craig pocket hole jig. Awesome, I love the Craig jig, because I figured those are the basics to get started. I have a lot of the other smaller stuff, basic man toolbox requirements. So my main goal is to do things around the house. My question for today is, what else should I get before diving in? And do you have any good resources for beginners looking to learn? These are great questions. So yes, I do have some suggestions for some tools other than your miter saw and your table saw, which are fantastic. Actually, I would say the miter saw is probably one of the more essential tools. The table saw, you could have probably waited. I don't even have a table saw now. But there are some other tools that I would suggest. Number one, if you don't have a cordless drill, you gotta have a cordless drill. So definitely get 1 or 2 of those. Even if you can get a cordless impact driver, that's probably even better. Or if you could get one of both, a cordless drill and an impact driver, that would be the best. I would suggest, I think you're gonna have to have a sander. There are a lot of sanders out there. I would say, for me, a palm sander is what I've always used and what I still use, because it can be kind of aggressive, but you can still control it a little bit. So for me, I would say the palm sander is the way to go. You could get a random orbital sander, which a lot of my friends in the woodworking business use. I'm just not real familiar with that, but I know a lot of people use it, and you can still have some good control over that. You could move on up to a belt sander, which is going to be really aggressive. You're not going to have a whole lot of control over it, but you could get a belt sander. And I would say a skill saw or a circular saw. But you've got your table saws, so those are going to overlap quite a bit. But there's some cases where you're going to need to be mobile, or you're going to need to be up on a wall or something like that. And the skill saw is just going to do things that the table saw just won't allow you to do. Then a couple other things, like maybe a router, just a simple router. A planer, probably on down the road a little bit. I would say a jigsaw would be a good investment, good inexpensive investment. A bandsaw would be even better. Those are my suggestions. And then as far as resources go, Chris, I would say, I mean, at one time I would have said these books and these magazines and things like that, but today we don't really use books and stuff like we used to. We're just a YouTube society. So for me, I follow a lot of great folks who are producing some great content on YouTube. The Wood Whisperer is my go-to. I think the Wood Whisperer is definitely a YouTube channel you need to invest in and subscribe to. Lots of great content there. Jay Bates is another great YouTuber as far as woodworking goes, as is Steve Ramsey. And then I know a lot of guys might not like the idea of it, but Anna White has revolutionized the idea of people who are not woodworkers going online and finding simple, doable projects for anything from a shelf to a bed. I mean, she's great at what she does. So I would definitely check out Anna White. Obviously, This Old House, any of the TOH content. I mean, it's classic. It's timeless. Definitely invest in the TOS stuff and TOH stuff, and then you can also go to the the Apple Valley Farm YouTube channel, and we try to keep some stuff posted on there too. And then as far as if you want to get into some magazine subscriptions, Popular Mechanics is always great. I mean, for everything from working on a car to building a boat. I mean, they're fantastic. We've subscribed to Popular Mechanics for years. My granddaddy did. A relatively newer publication would be the Family Handyman magazine. One of those two or both, I think, would be great. So, Chris, I hope that helps a little bit. All right, what do we got coming up here next? We're almost done here. Oh yeah, we're almost out of time. So as I said, summer designs are coming up. We're gonna have some of our stuff in some of the nearby beach stores, which is gonna be really cool. I'll have some more information on that coming up. We'll post some stuff to the website at applevalleyfarmga.com and on our social media sites. So you can look for our stuff in these stores here and there, and when you go on vacation this summer. Emma has strep. Fun. She's at home today from school. Cretia has also been sick. She is working from home today. So Judah and I are not sick yet. So we're hoping we won't get sick. But Emma is out with strep right now. So she's got a basketball tournament coming up about an hour and a half away next weekend. So she's on the mend. We're trying to get her good and charged back up for that. One last thing. YouTube for us, or not just for us, YouTube has changed the rules for channels or for channel partners, which we're a channel partner. Apple Valley Farm is a channel partner. And part of that means the video content that we post like this, we monetize that video content, which means some of the ads that pop up and stuff at the beginning, or maybe the little boxes at the bottom and stuff. Those ads that pop up, because of those things, YouTube in turn gives us micro pennies per view, but we do earn a little bit of extra money off of our YouTube views. Now, YouTube has changed the rules a little bit, so they're saying you have to have so many subscribers to your channel. Well, even though we've got hundreds of thousands of views on our channel, we haven't really pushed the whole idea of subscribing a whole lot. So we've only got a few hundred subscribers. Well, we need at least 1,000. So anyway, I'm just putting the word out there. I'm asking you guys, please come and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's going to be, and I'll put it here on the screen, but it's going to be youtube.com/Apple Valley Farm GA. And that's it. And if you'll go there and subscribe, it helps us tremendously, and it helps us remain profitable so we can keep doing what we're doing. And yes, please spread the word. Put it out there. Put it on your social media. Tell your friends about it and send them on over. And please ask them to come and subscribe to our channel. We have a blast, and I think we post some good content. So we try to. Stuff that people enjoy and stuff that'll be helpful. And that is about it, guys. That's all that we have time for really today. So, thanks a lot again for hanging out, and I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was helpful, and thank you guys for everything you do for us, for interacting and engaging with us and making it possible for us to keep doing the things that we're doing. I hope you guys have a great day. I know the weather's a little chilly right now, but hope you stay warm, and I hope you stay busy, and I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot. Have a great day, and go make something.